All right, listen to me. Listen to me very carefully. I am Goddess Nyx, N-Y-X, and I am the N-Y-M, in NYC, NYS, New York City, New York State, jurisdiction, as U.S. Supreme. Now, I am living in the Omega West. If you are arriving on the 7, then you would be coming from the Epsilon East if you had to cross over water. So Epsilon East, if they're arriving where I was born, travel in a direction of arriving on a 7 in a linguistically typical English 7 symbol, S-Y-M-B-O-L. It's S-E-V-E-N. I am sitting in New York by where I normally go for coffee. I just went to this Chase Bank in New York, in New Hyde Park, and I had a gentleman to my left who said that his last name is Cheaper, C-H-E-A-P-E-R. Well, isn't that amazing, considering within my lifetime, every American that I've ever met is like, no, I'd like to get it for cheaper than what you're advertising. Really? Did you know that that word, cheaper, is someone's last name in a different continent that seems to think that every time you say that phrase as an American, that somehow the gods are going to bless him and his whole entire family and chain of whatever they're up to? Do the Americans know, Cheaper? I'm just curious. One of your installations unbeknownst to the public in America and in New York and without the U.S. Justice Supreme's position and permission? Just curious, because I did not say that you could come over and sell your shit for cheaper to my people and then hide and make my life a living fucking hell while I'm sitting here as the Vortex owner. I also noticed, by the way, you named your daughter, or whomever has that last name with a V. You are not allowed to use that symbol ever in any of your names. There's never to be an E or a V. In your native tongue, they have a lot of consonants put together because they're not allowed vowels. There's a reason for that. But not that any of the typical Americans would know what the real reason is, because you people hide a lot of shit from, like, the really important jurisdiction things that I need to move. The other thing is, when was the last time an SS Nazi approved risk analysis was run? I'm just curious. And when you run that risk analysis, are you running it from the ovum herself that is sitting as the NYM, N-Y-M, and the N-Y-X, because she's the only genetic that's allowed to have the risk analysis run for her benefit, because everything else is ancillary and not nearly as important? It just falls into line. You are in an encapsulate encompassing my one appearance at the moment. Any moment I walk into, you will be judged harshest if you are benefiting in some manner, and I am in a derelict position. So when was the last time risk analysis was run? And did you know that in the United States of America, in the jurisdiction of New York State, they taught that the Nazis, the Nazi, were in cahoots or conjunction with the Japanese in Germany? I have no idea where that piece of lovely coin came from, But I will tell you, I do not look Japanese traditional in any stretch of my genetic, ever. I have no links or ties to any of you here. So therefore, my independent risk analysis is always from where I am in any given point and where I am required to be by law, which is with Niklaus. And then everything falls into the category and line and criminal column for which it earned itself for this new revolution that you all did unbeknownst to each other and then fucking lie about, making everything worse. And I'm fucking capping you off and I am done. Are we clear? D'accord. Fabulous. So now you know how to tell the difference in directional between the Nord, the Sud, the East, and the West. The West is in a 7. If you're arriving on the number 7, it has a directional built in from the skyline down. And if you have it on a cartographer's map of a flat piece, it tells you which direction your compass should be faced in.